Welcome to Smash Writing, and today, every Monday night, we are going to be doing movie talk, movie news, whatever you want to call it. We're calling it movie talk. And one of the biggest things that we're going to talk about on this weekly program is more or less about the box office and other actresses and actresses news and so forth. So it will be a wide range of topics, no reviews, just movie talk. I don't want to waste no much more of your time. Let's get into it. Let's take a look at the box office because this is incredible. So, let's turn the clocks back I think a month or so. So Tom Cruise, story broke that Tom Cruise came out and was trying to get Oppenheimer and Barbie pushed farther down or pushed out of the window. So his movie Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning Part 1 can reap the benefits of not having any competition. Didn't happen. And my God, it ain't ready with Tom Cruise. I know Justin's loving it. He's been freaking messaging me all day about how crazy Tom Cruise. If you guys don't know, Justin hates Tom Cruise mostly for the Reacher movies. I'm starting to dislike him because he has such an ego. Like, I remember going to the Mummy and hearing what the 2017 Mummy was all about, and somehow word broke out that he wanted the script so he can be the more focus point, yada yada yada, and it was just a big whole shebang-a-bang. It was a disaster. So let's talk about which movie came in number one. And the winner is Barbie. Domestically, she opened up at $162 million. Get this, guys. Get this. That is domestic, meaning the United States. Internationally, which, there are more markets, obviously, when you're talking about the international market, so more money is going to be generated, but only 32 more million for the international market, which came in at 194 million with a worldwide total on opening week. Worldwide, 356 million, taking the number one spot domestically and internationally and worldwide. Behind Barbie was Oppenheimer. It opened up at 82 million domestically, 97 million internationally. Once again, numbers were very, very close, with a worldwide gross of 180 million. Not bad. I haven't got to see these two. I probably will review these films down the road, of course. Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning Part 1. This week with a 64% drop, making just like 19 million. Hold on, I want the exact numbers on this, folks, because this is crazy. So it made 19 million in its second weekend with a 64.6% drop. Yikers. It dropped from first place last week down to number not even number 3, guys. It fell to number 4. And if you guys know big budget movies, they're top heavy. They need their first 2-3 weeks to make the money, and the rest of the time they're just really just dragging along. So number 3 was actually Sounds of Freedom. Came in last week as number 2, came in at number 3. It made $500,000 more than Mission Impossible. Now, I'm not trying to knock the series. I haven't watched it in recent memory. I will be doing an idea of ranking the Mission Impossibles. And we'll talk about a couple of factors why one is succeeding and one is failing. Talk about Barbie. Barbie, this is the first live action Barbie. So it goes back to the fresh Hollywood idea. And you think about Barbie as a franchise. That's where it really takes a hold. It's like the franchise is such a big thing, and for the first live action movie, PG-13, fan bases of all ages, of all decades, really probably come flocking to see this. And the reviews have been extremely positive, so that's great. Oppenheimer, it's probably limited to the fan base of, historians and people like that type of piece, but 180 million for that film is not bad. Mission Impossible, why did it drop so bad, and what's going to happen next? Well, here's the thing with Mission Impossible. There could be, obviously, competition is always a factor. Though some will disagree because, I can go see Barbie on Friday night. I can see Oppenheimer on Saturday. And actually, I wanted to go see Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning on Sunday. Realistically, competition shouldn't matter overall. Okay, if you want to see them both, you're going to see them both. If you're a fan of one and not the other, then you're going to see one and not the other. Plain and simple. But what else is going wrong with the Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning? So there has been a trend the last couple of months, and it's almost going to probably continue with Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. It is making money, just not as much as you want. I mean, freak. Barbie made 162 million, and on its domestic box office, and Mission Impossible only made 118 in 2 weeks. Hollywood in the last 15 years have been people wanting to flock and make movies that are 2 for 1 type of deal. We're going to tell you one story in 2 films. The first film I think did it. You guys can leave a comment and refresh my memory too. But in recent memory, I can remember Harry Potter being the first films to do a book 7 divided to 2 films. And then it seemed like there was a streak where every studio wanted to do it. Every studio wanted their property to do extreme details, and it worked. Harry Potter, Part 1 made $977 million, and then literally 8 months later, Deathly Hallows Part 2 came out and made $1.3 billion. Now, obviously, I don't have the numbers in front of me to back this up, and I would love to do that for the next week's edition of Movie Talk to see if I am correct by saying this. The Part 2 crap of one story is now getting played out. Here's why. And be realistic. Money is tight. Tons of different reasons. Facts. Okay. Now you see Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 come out. That's a Paramount thing. You have Paramount's Plus. I know I do. I have every streaming services to stay on top of everything. Why do I want to see Part 1? Think about this too, guys. Fast X. Overall, it's just sloppiness. But do you really think that Fast X Part 2, knowing that you're not going to get a finished story, is going to probably sway your mind just to wait until it's on Peacock, Netflix, whatever? Abso-freaking-lutely. But studios don't see it that way because it's still roughly making money. But the numbers are trending down. But until a movie collides with the budget, you're probably going to still see this happening. I don't probably think Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning is a bad movie. I think competition and long franchise, plus it being part one of two kind of hurt it. And Tom Cruise can blame it on everything, but those are the three key elements. And no, Mr. Cruise, just because you're Tom Cruise doesn't mean you get to push movies out. You don't get to push the movies out just because you're intimidated by it. Now, it's not going to get any easier for Tom Cruise. You do have a lot of films opening on the 28th. I don't see any. The biggest one is going to be Disney's Haunted Mansion. Then you also got, for the horror fans, Talk to Me. If you're a Nicolas Cage fan, you got Sympathy for the Devil, though that's a limited. See now the first Slam Dunk, animation, comedy, drama, sports. I mean, the next, wow, the Meg 2 Trench is limited. That's a shocker. So you don't really have much, a lot of competition until probably in August, like August 11th, believe it or not. So it can coop some money, but with the audience being torn over the next couple of weeks of different genre films, it's only going to get worse. I mean, I want to see what rounds out the top 10 next week. Right now, it's sitting at number 4. I think it's a number of factors. New competition, long played out franchise, part 1. I mean, we've seen Indiana Jones fall flat on its face. You're seeing Fast X basically limp to some type of profit. But good for Barbie. Good for having a fresh idea that has been building for a couple of years now. When this was first announced, and people were like, "This is going to be weird," but obviously it's fun. This is Movie Talk for this week. Bye bye.